We install the new toy, it's all set up, it's connected to dust collector. I ran tests through it. It works, it's just a lot of fiddling around with all the settings because it's so intricate. It has, I forget, a pre-mill unit, the glue pot, and I can do EVA and polyurethane, which is really cool. Then he has the pressing rollers. Then he has the guillotine that cuts rough the ends of the edge bending. Then he has top bottom trimmer, top bottom scraper, and final top bottom scraper with a buffing unit, and it finishes into a hot gun that blows heat to revitalize the color in the edge bending. Because every time you're cutting the edge bending, it discolors a little bit. It's going to look a little bit lighter because there's a lot of pressure being put on it by the knives. So that heat gun at the end makes it just look perfect. The original the edge bender has glue pot, guillotine, and top and bottom trimmer. That's it. So this one has pre-milling, and the second top and bottom scraper, actually I forgot to mention that it's a corner rounding as well. So they're extremely important. Pre-milling makes the edge that's about to be edge bended extremely clean. Even though it was cut on the CNC, the cleanliness of a piece cut by a 1/2-inch router bit on the CNC does not come anywhere close to the cleanliness of a 4-inch diameter router bit. So the potential for slight imperfections, it doesn't mean that the outline that's done on the CNC, it's a rough cut, by no means, but it might have little imperfections here and there. In a 8 or 9 foot long line, you might have 1 or 2 very, very tiny imperfections, which the pre-mill will completely remove prior to applying the edge bending. Therefore, the seam that's already almost invisible between the edge bending and the freshly cut piece almost disappears with this. With the CNC and the old edge bender, we would have to make sure that we touch whatever little imperfections were, either prior to edge bending or after edge bending. So this is just gonna make our quality, the products that are being edge bending, a little bit better. Because as you can see, each unit has its own dust collection hose. They're all connected at the top of the machine, and then from the top of the machine, they go into the dust collector. And now you can see from the back actually, the pre-milling, front and back, and this is really interesting how he does the cuts, because again there's blades there and you don't want to chip or explode, so they have a certain logic behind them, how they work. Then you have the glue pot, then you have the first guillotine, you have the first set of rollers, then you have second finishing guillotine with 2 sets of knives in it, top and bottom trimmer, 4 of them. And then this is the top and bottom trimmers with corner rounding abilities. The one that's at the bottom just does the back of the piece. The one that's at the top does the front of the piece. And it's absolutely perfect. Something that would take us, I would say, 5 to 10 seconds to smooth out and round out the corner. It's done in the pass of the edge bending, 12 meters per minute. So it's extremely fast, super clean, consistent. All of them exactly the same. The corner rounding that we do when we do it by hand, it's a very delicate operation. And if you don't do it with consistency, it's going to show. Again, not everybody can see it, but I would be able to tell that it wasn't done with consistency, which this machine has that in strides, or what do you say? I was trying to make a joke, but it's not funny anymore. You're trying to do something by hand and you cannot. You need consistency. All of them, they have a 1 1/4 inch hose that's connected to a 3-inch outlet at the top. So they're already preset from the factory with outlets on top of the machine outside. And then I just connected the 3-inch hose to this little contraption that I made, because the dust collector is all the way here. I didn't want to have the hoses go up and down. I wanted to keep them pretty much in like one straight direction, and then everything that gathers in that top box automatically is going to be sucked into the dust collector through a 7-inch column, let's call it, that's hollow inside. What you should do, or how this should be connected, is with a hose like this that goes all the way on top of the blower, the motor of the dust collector. But then how do you connect 11 3-inch hoses to it's 7-inch the intake? I couldn't find a way to do that. And having the experience of the gang grip and the 5-head molder, where I did same plenum box, where I have put multiple hoses in it for dust collection, I've applied it here.